Good evening, Ghana, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Men's Lounge. I'm very happy to be here. Remember a couple of months ago when the president will show up on Sunday evening and say, fellow Ghanaians, and he will say, thank you for allowing me into your homes. And so I want to say a big thank you for allowing me into your homes this evening. Last week, we had a great discussion on the influence of a father, the presence of a father in the lives of the family as a whole, and especially the children. And so we're still going to be looking at the month of fathers. Of course, you know the Father's Day is in the corner. And I'll never stop saying this. We are tired of the boxer shorts and the singlets. Please, read my lips. We are tired of the boxer shorts and the singlets. We need the cars. We need all the beautiful gifts, the nice watches, the bracelets. Please, hey, babe, when it's Mother's Day, you drum into our ears. It's Father's Day, please. Let us hear something. And so, yes, it's very important that I remind you on that. Last week's discussion was very, very interesting. So tonight, we're going to throw light on fathers, but a certain kind of father, which is also a father. Okay? And so let me start already by inviting you all to join us on all our social media platforms at ETV Ghana. So on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at ETV Ghana, you can be part of it. I'll go on my very first break. But before I do, let me say thank you again to the Tyson's Bakery for giving us those beautiful, tasty, very, very nice bagels to eat. I'll tell you about it before the end of the show. Please stay with us. We'll be back shortly. Back if you're just joining us, just to let you know that we also just entered the studio. Today we are running the show from the studio. Last week it was from a coded location. We'll tell you about it sometime when it comes again. And so this week we are here in the studio, and I did already welcome you. So I did mention that we'll be discussing a certain kind of fathers who are also indeed fathers, okay? And today we are talking about single fathers who have on their own taken care of children. Single fathers who are on their own still doing the same thing, the challenges that they have. What makes them different from those who live in the families and everything? And so today in the studio, I have with me a gentleman, very handsome one. I'm sure by the time we are done, I'll find some. Anyway, I'll leave that for now. So I have with me Nathan Odeopo. Nathan happens to be a freight forwarder and an entrepreneur on his own. And so today he's joining me to do the discussion on single fatherhood. Maybe that rings a bell, but that tells you that he probably may be a single father. Nathan, good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Akwaba, how's the week been?
It's been good. Today is Monday, so we can't complain.
You can't complain. You look out for the next 4 days. And the rains are becoming a problem lately.
With this job, when it rains, you can't do anything. So you just have to
push hard. You can't sit home and say that it's not going to happen. Being an entrepreneur is not easy.
Yes.
And again, being a father, that's even more challenging there.
It's tiresome.
Let's go straight to the point. What is it like to be a single father?
A single father.
In the first place, are you a single father?
I am. I have been at it since, let's say, 2006.
2006.
Yes. After my brother died, I had to take care of his 2-year-old son.
Oh wow.
So from there till now, it was a bit challenging from the beginning.
From the start, yeah.
But I grew up into it, and then I got my own along the line, and then it's been amazing.
It's been amazing there. So for me, my I just want to look at the life. What is it like? Do you feel like a father, or you feel like somebody who has all the time to himself, but he just has to share or take that responsibility of a certain child somewhere? I just want to understand the life of it.
If you say a certain child, you are wrong.
Well, your child?
Yes, it is my child. And the child happens to be with me.
Yeah.
So what do I do to make the child happy? That is one. I have to play 2 roles, be the mother and the father.
At the same time?
At the same time.
Yeah.
So you need to juggle between all those things, and that is what makes it tiresome.
That's what makes it tiresome?
Yeah.
But talking about what makes it tiresome, so is it that there's a certain expected kind of freedom for a single person, that because you are now a father with no support from a mother perhaps or a family, you struggle to shuttle between having to enjoy your single life alone against or I mean comparing it to having to now whether to enjoy it or not, I don't even know, with with your child?
That is what you are saying. You close from work, maybe when you were single and then you had no child. You can stay out for some time till you feel like I'm tired, I need to go home. But now you have a child. So as soon as you close, you need to head home to take care of the child.
It's no more I'm staying out till I'm tired.
Yes.
It's rather, shall I have to go?
I have to go home and take care of the child.
Yeah.
That is the challenging part. I'm here today. I couldn't go and take care. I have to let someone take her to the house. Who is there to take care of her when she needs something? What's going to happen? So that's.
Let me pick a thought from your experience, especially taking over immediately after the passing of your brother, having to take care of his 2-year-old son till now. At the time, you didn't have a child of your own.
No.
And so perhaps I would say that feeling towards children wasn't really there, but you have had to take that responsibility.
You know, I can go back because I lived with my father the greater part of my life. So he being there for me, I took it upon myself. Look, this is my brother's son. What do I do? Take care of him. Make sure I wake up on time, bath him, take him to school. I have to make sure I'm home by 4 to go for him from school, bring him home, give him food to eat, and then we do our homework.
You consider it our homework? It's
Yes.
no more his homework. Eh?
Yes. We have to do the homework.
Yeah.
And then, you know, kids, I'm tired, but yet you need to find a way to make him do the homework. That's the challenging part.
Interesting. I mean, it's very, very deep and I'd say touching to hear, you know, things like this from people like you who have had that kind of experience, because sometimes you'd say, you know how we in our local parlance we say abadaye. Sometimes I feel se bia, if you haven't had kids of your own, you may not necessarily have the abadaye, you know, but with you it's different. It wasn't yours, but you've been able to take care of him from age 2. I don't think he could even speak.
No, he
couldn't.
couldn't. But all he knew was me, because his father left him very early.
Very early.
So he called me, da, da, da. And when that rings into my ear, hey, me papa.
You're a father.
So what do I do?
Yeah.
I have to take
That's
care.
about how many years ago?
It's about 2006 till now. Let's say
Some
16 years ago.
Charlie, I mean, you're one of those that deserve the accolade of a father, really. I mean, anybody that calls you a father really deserves to call you a father, because I think you've lived through it. You've seen it all, I'll say, even at this stage of your life. But let me find out this. So how is it like raising a child on your own as a single father? How is it like?
Just like I said from the beginning, you have to play both roles, being the mother
And the father.
There's a downside. The downside, at a point, you know, you do not have money, but you need to take care of them.
Yeah.
How do you go about it? You have to find ways and means to keep them going. And the child may misbehave. How do you punish the child? A father is very strict, and the mother is the one who is going to calm the child down. So when you punish the child, you wait for some time, and then you bring the child
Try to bring
along.
them closer again.
You need to do it in such a way that next time, when the child wants to do something, the child will say, "Hey, I did with me, yeah, I'll be beaten,
Yeah.
so I won't do it again."
Yeah.
I can give you a scenario. My brother's son, usually when I bring him back from school, he does his homework and then we all relax for some time. But I realize when I go off, he goes out, and then I'll go look for him. And I'll say, "K, Mabu," and he'll be like, "That mean could be you." So he was doing it, and I kept warning him. He was doing, and I kept warning him. One day, I woke up around 7:30, and this boy wasn't home.
7:30 p.m.
Yes. I had searched for him everywhere. I couldn't find him.
That was late.
Yes. So I went to the place that I knew he
You
usually
probably
goes,
would go to, yes.
and then he's not there. On my way home, and I heard some kids talking, and I said to myself, he must be amongst them. So I stood there and I saw him. As soon as he saw me, I used the head sign, and then he went straight to the house. In fact, I gave him a beating.
Mm.
And since then, the next day I was there, I wasn't asleep, and the children who usually comes to call him to go out came.
Oh, they came again?
Yes, let's go. I said,
Yeah. So it means he's learned from what happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you beat him continuously, it becomes part of him. After all,
Yeah.
when I go, what will happen?
He will beat me.
He will beat
So
me.
let me just go and take my beatings.
Yes. So
I mean, it's always been said that there isn't any such time to really prepare to be a father. Fatherhood can start from any point, which is what you have experienced. But let me ask you this. So with that time in transition, did you get advice from family members? Your father, I mean, thankfully he was alive, as you said. So your father, family members, aunties, did you get any support to some extent? Them telling you that, look, Nathan, I think you when the kid is back from school, this is how you treat a child. This is how. Did you get any such support, advice whatsoever from any family or father or anybody?
my father was very helpful because he would tell me, he's your son. You don't have anyone. Your brother is gone. Take care of him as your brother. And fortunately, they are all Sunday borns.
Oh,
And he named him after himself. So now from my big brother to my junior brother. So now that's why I call him. When he busy, I make say my home say Ejai. Because your father was doing the same thing.
yeah.
And so that is so with that I decided, look, maybe your father went this direction. I won't let you go that direction. Go this path. That would be
At
good
least
for
you
us.
saw him
Yes.
when he was older.
Yes. So go this path. And till date, sometimes he does something and I look at him or say, we are not the same. Because he knows what I tell him. So I would say my father was helpful. He said, look, take him as your brother and then look after him. And that's exactly what I did.
Interesting. You take him as a brother and then you look after him. I mean, before I'm going to have to go on a break, but before I go, let me just find out this. So, how important is a father to a child's growth? Especially when you know you are a single father. Does it increase that level of importance? Because, of course, if it's a family, the mother is there, the father is there. It is either the left is helping or the right is helping. But this time, it is whether you like it or yes, you are. Does that make your role much more important now? Like, does it increase it? Does it make it heightened to some extent in the life of your child?
Yes. Everyone needs security. That is one thing. When you are here, we are here, and people comes in to attack us.
Yeah.
And we will feel vulnerable. We wouldn't have anything to do. But let's say we have security guards outside and there are people outside. How does it feel like?
Of course, I can even forget that I'm out.
The father plays an important role in the child's life.
Yeah.
When you are home and even there's noise outside, see people are making noise. They will never rush out to go and because they know there's a father figure in the house.
Yeah.
It's the same way when the mother is there. The mother will tell you, Mira, did they go about thing? So that is the importance of the father in the house.
Well, I guess it looks as if the fathers are being turned into security men, but it's fine. That is just who we are. We have to protect them. Let's go on this break. We'll be back shortly. Please stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we are still in the studio and I'm here with Nathan, my good friend. We are discussing single fatherhood. I've told you already, being a single father is also a father. And we want to know what challenges there are, what it comes with, what are some of the issues that single fathers like him and perhaps others also go through. Now, we have another guest who's supposed to have joined us earlier, but for some very good reason he's going to be with us on phone, and he happens to be David Akon Mensah. He's an assistant manager sourcing and analysis for Niche Cocoa. Those of you who love chocolates, I'm sure you know, or any chocolate product, you know Niche Cocoa. They have beautiful stuff, and so I'm told he's already joined us on the line. So I'll put him on. We'll have similar discussions so that Nathan won't feel lonely, with me here. I'll be bombarding him with a lot of questions, but when we are back. Hi, so David, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm glad you finally made it virtually, to
Yes.
join us. I'm really happy to. Maybe next time I'll send a helicopter to come get you. I just bought a new one, so I'll fly over myself to pick you up. Are we cool with that?
Sure. Yeah, very, very cool.
All right, so
Very
David,
cool.
we are discussing single fatherhood. I've indeed said from the start that it is also, or that kind of father is also a father. Okay,
Yes.
let me start. Are you a single father, David?
Yes, I'm a single father.
Oh, so that makes three of us, because I'm a single father too. And Nathan is, he already said, he's been a single father for the past 16 to 17 years. Maybe he has more experience than we do.
Yeah, Nathan has an experience than me. I've been single for 5 years.
For 5 years?
Yes, for 5 years.
Oh, interesting. So David, let me say welcome once again. Let
Thank
me
you.
pick it from your perspective. Can you share with me or describe an experience so far, as a single father, and how it has impacted your life?
Yes, being a single father, like Nathan said, initially it wasn't so easy to get around. You become very used to. One that learned very well is good communication with my kids.
Yeah.
I've well with them to the extent that they tell me everything that happens in my absence. When I come, that's the first thing they'll tell me.
Okay.
And secondly, too, they have that kids, Daddy, I want this, I want that. Even if you don't have, you should be able to assure them that you
Of course,
get
you
for
are the
them.
Superman in the house. That's how the kids see us.
Exactly. And kids, hey, my daddy works in the cocoa factory. Daddy, we'll take chocolate to school.
You
It's a
own the
must.
cocoa farm, eh?
Exactly. It's a must. So you sure you get it for them.
Yeah.
And also when growing up, my dad wasn't close to us. It was my mom. My dad was working far from us.
Okay.
So even at school, open day, you see all the parents coming. My dad would be nowhere.
Yeah.
And I know how it feels. So stepping in as a single, so I'm there for my kids. And like Nathan also said, the downs, sometimes financially it's not easy. But
Yeah.
Papa's a man. You need to.
David, we are struggling a bit with the call. Can you readjust yourself a little bit so we can hear you well, please? If you can hear me, just try to readjust yourself well.
I can hear you loud and clear.
You can. Okay, then please go ahead. Yes.
Like Nathan said, when financially you are down, the kids doesn't know. You need to provide.
Yeah.
And you need to plan very well.
Yeah.
You need to plan very well. You need to assure your kids that all is well. Even though you know it's not that well, you need to assure them so that they have that safe, sound mind. And also, you need to understand kids. You need to understand them very well. Sometimes you might not feel well, but you don't let them know that you don't feel well. You should always be with them, assure them, make sure that they have all that they need.
I see. So would I then say that you become like we had said on the show last week, you become a doctor to the kids, because then
Exactly.
it's up to you to be able to look at them and diagnose what probably is wrong. Their mood swings, you need to read into it, find the meanings. Even those kids who cannot even say, Daddy, I'm hungry, you should be able to look at them and see that this child is hungry.
Yes, because the bonding is so deep.
Yeah.
That there is a problem with one, you know. I have 2 kids.
Okay.
I have 2 kids. The senior will turn 11 next month, and the kid will turn 7 just this month, in 2 weeks' time.
Interesting. Congrats. Well done.
Thank you.
And they are still seeing you as their Superman.
Exactly.
Let me quickly come to Nathan. Nathan, we have David who has joined us. He couldn't get here early enough, and so he's joined us virtually. So Nathan, I share with me the experience so far being a single father and how it has impacted your life now.
It has been a good experience. And then, should I say, no, I wouldn't say it's a bad experience. It has impacted my life in so many ways. When I see kids and then they are struggling, I know how to go in there to help them. And just like David said, when you keep that relationship with them, even when you are not home, they'll tell you everything. So that helps you to understand what they are going through. Like the boy, for instance, when we are home and he's not talking, he's a bit moody, I know what is wrong with him. And I ask him, what is the problem? That nothing. What is the problem? That nothing. But I know there's a problem. Then I'll ask him, is it because of this? Then he'll be there, then he'll be smiling. Okay. Then you sort it out for him. Because if you have not been there, you wouldn't know how to take care of certain things. Like my baby girl, when I see him coming, when I see her coming, I say, sweetie, what's the problem? She won't talk. Then I'll do. Meaning she's hungry.
David, I'm sure you have something similar to talk about when it comes to that sign. I mean, when you're asking them what's wrong and they are not speaking.
It's so funny sometimes. When something's happening, you know the mechanism and what to use.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll be there and the little one will come, Daddy. And I said, Quincy, is there something I need to know? You want to take maybe the chocolate drink from the fridge? Yes. Okay, go take one and give one to your senior brother. Yeah. So they have a way of communication to you. Sometimes when the senior one wants something, he won't come back. The younger one to you. So I'm very used to some of these things.
So David, let me bring this other perspective. Now, oftentimes we realize, or we are told, that as the kids grow, it becomes easier. As they grow, it seems to become easier, in trying to take care of them and all that. How true is that?
It's
with your experience, is it?
It's very, 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 very true. Because 5 years ago, my little kid was just 2 years.
Okay.
And to take care of him was so difficult. And now they can take very good care of themselves. They can bath for themselves, they can dress for themselves, they can pack their lunch, they can do everything for themselves. So it makes it more easier. You just need a little push and you're okay. But sometimes it gets a little bit challenging when you are trying to get them lunch for school. Maybe Quincy will say, maybe I want rice. Frank will say, maybe I want kinky or I want chips. So you need to manage them so that you get something similar for them for school. Other than that, you need to get it for Quincy, you need to get it for Frank. So sometimes it's a bit difficult, but you know how you communicate with them to get one particular item for them.
David, the reason that you are virtual with us alone will be why I cannot keep you on for too long. But I want to ask you this particular one. And this is a personal question to you. And obviously the same question will go to Nathan. But let me find out this. When these kids are growing with single parents, single dads, in one way or the other, do you not, or would you not agree with me that we're probably telling them that it is okay to be single parents?
No, it's not. It's not okay. But then the circumstance that one finds himself will make it okay. But personally, I'll explain everything to them why it's happened this way.
Why it happened this way, okay.
And going forward, I'll guide them so well that they don't fall in the situation their dad found himself.
They won't be naughty bad boys like their dad, eh?
That is not a bad boy, though.
Okay. All right, David. Like I said, I mean, for the fact that you are virtual with us, I wouldn't like to keep you on for too long. And so thank you so much. And I'm hoping that you should be in studio with me next time, okay? So I'll send a helicopter to come and get you if I don't ride it to you myself. Thank you so much, David. And so, yes, Nathan, let's come back to our discussion. I was asking David about what signal we are likely to be sending to these kids. Are we not making them feel it is okay to be a single father?
It's a yes and a no. Yes, because when they are growing up and they realize, look, my father single-handedly took care of me. I don't need anyone to make my life better. It sends wrong signals, and it's a good signal too, because it makes your child self-sufficient, knows how to cater for him or herself. But when that comes into, there's a wrong side to everything.
They lose the essence of family.
Yes. And maybe there might be something that your child might need help. But since the child has been lonely for quite some time, he knows my father always did everything on his own. My father did everything on his own. So why do I need someone? So when the child is going wayward, he or she wouldn't know. Those are some of the good things.
I mean, my worry, especially with that, is I believe, irrespective of that kind of situation that we find ourselves in, we probably should gradually find a way to imbibe the essence of family with regards to mother, you know, the presence of a mother in their life, especially because of, look, let me just say, we are men, isn't it? We should be able to say things and be brave and bold about it, isn't it? My worry really has to do with these LGBT things going on out there. And for me, that's just because of that particular reason. I'd like to some way, somehow drum into the ears of my kids that, hey, no matter what, you will need that other, because it's very important. This is how I'm struggling to go through it with you alone. And so it doesn't make it right. However, just as you said, it probably makes you self-sufficient to some extent, isn't it? And so, so these are some of the things that fathers, single fathers are. But let me find out, what are some of the, let's face the reality. Let's look at the downsides. Typically, what are some of the downsides that single fathers face?
One is the alone time. But sometimes you need time to think for yourself. But here lies the case, you will be at home and you want to be alone. You want to have your peace of mind. And then the little one comes in. Daddy, I need this. Daddy, I need. But meanwhile, you know, this girl doesn't need anything. Yes. Nana, there is no space for you to breathe.
What do you want the space for?
You are you. You need time on your own. Yes.
I see. And so that's one of the downsides.
Yes, and just like I said, when you don't have money, let's say your income is less.
Yeah.
What do? You are taking care of the child on your own. You have to be a superman, just like you said.
Yeah. I mean, the kids think we are supermen, you know. They look at us and they think we have it all. Because maybe it's because of what men have been made to be or to be seen as in society, because then we don't want them to see the struggle. We don't want them to think that my father cannot afford. And so we for lack of a better expression, we harm ourselves, we starve ourselves to make, which is what we also saw our parents do anyway. Yes. And so for me, I don't see how, but let's look at the very good sides of being a single father. Are there good sides at all?
Good sides. Personally, I think there are a lot of good sides, but I have not really nailed down on any of them. For me, I enjoy doing it, and that's the fun in it for me.
So that's the fun moments for you.
Yes, I enjoy doing it.
I see. So then, would you say that you'd continue to want to be a single father?
No. No, but I wouldn't want a woman who will come in and then maltreat the kids.
Okay, and so for that matter, you would want to. Anyway,
I have to be very careful.
I think some of these things are probably relative to who the questions go to, and so I won't hold you too much on that. I'm going to go on a break, but before I go, let me remind you on something. So, you know, I did say earlier that we are in the Father's Day, you know, month. It's a Father's Month, and so we'll be doing more fathers, talking about fathers. Today we are discussing single fatherhood. Last week we spoke about the essence of a father in the presence in the family, the importance of that. And so just to remind you that there's something special coming your way. Let me take it from here. So ETV Ghana and HD Plus has a surprise for you this Father's Day with Daddy's Screen Moment. And this is what you are going to do. What is your screen moment with your dad? The football matches you watch with your father, the Azuma Nelson fights you watch with your father, and the talking point. You remember talking? Some of you know what talking points is, right? So talking point you had to watch with daddy just to wait for a kind drama or a particular movie you watched with your dad. Share your outstanding stories on our social media handles, ETV Ghana That's for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Your story will be read on our morning show, and 2 stands the chance of coming on the Men's Lounge show to be watched on HD Plus with the Feely experience. And so the winner stands the chance of getting a complete HD Plus TV setup of HD Plus decoder with a flat screen installed in the home of their father for the Feely experience. So please, our kids, our children, share, let us win so that it will be installed in our home. And then when you come home, you can get to watch. So the deadline for submission is the 15th of June, which is just around the corner. So please, if you haven't, make sure you get it done. And so, yeah, so 15th of June, 2022, terms and conditions apply. These terms and conditions, you should read it and see what's there. Please stay with us. We're going on a short break. We'll be back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we are still in the lounge discussing single fatherhood. I already told you, being a single father also makes you a father. You just have to be doing the things right. The things that you need to do, make sure you don't get it wrong. And so it's very, very important. What you saw on your screens was something we call Tomorrow's Man. What we normally do is to give you investment tips, tell you how we think you should invest your money. Of course, in the lounge, what do? We help you to grow your future. And so that is what we normally do. So on your screen, I'm sure you would see very soon what we have as Tomorrow's Man. It's an investment tip that we have for you. Please watch this. As you already saw, you need to review whatever strategy you have in growing your tomorrow. Review that strategy often. Be frequent at it. You have to look at it, check if it's working. If it's not working and you have to drop something around it, just do it and keep reviewing and keep making it better. So we are back and we are still discussing single fathers, and I'm here with Nathan. David joined us at some point, but for being virtual, he left us already, and so I'm here still with Nathan. Nathan, so do you think single fathers should continue, or do you think fathers should continue to handle their kids all by themselves, or we need the women?
No, we need the women.
We do?
Yeah, we do.
Even when the kids are old enough and it's easier?
When they're old enough and it's easier, we still do. Yes. Because they keep asking, Daddy, where is mommy? Let me tell you one funny story. My baby girl, one time we were coming from school. I had gone for her, and then on the way going, she was like, Daddy, when will mommy come and visit? And I was like, what do you mean by that? But I will edit the other part. And then I was like, there's no way she's going. But you are married to her. And I'm saying, is that what she told you? And I was like, so that alone tells you she needs a mom at home.
She's tired of you.
No, she's not tired of me. She's not tired of me, but sometimes I feel she needs a woman's presence in the house.
Yeah, of course, she being a girl, growing up, I think the women know how, the mothers know how to do it better. So let's be honest about it.
We need them.
We do need them, man.
We do need them, but the right ones.
All right, so the right ones.
Yes.
How do you tell? We'll leave that for another day. All right, so at this point, the phone lines are open, and I'm going to urge you to start calling. You can call and ask questions, call and make contributions. The number will be on your screen, and it's 0555 657278. 0555 657278. Please call and let's have the discussion. So, Nathan, what's in your opinion, is there anything that fathers provide that mothers cannot?
Just like I said earlier, fathers can do a whole lot. The same way mothers can do. There are single mothers out there who are doing well.
Of course. A lot of us came from single mothers.
Yes. Like you, for instance.
I know. You don't have to remind me, but
when
I know.
I tell your story, it's a whole lot. I'll use you as an example.
No,
So
I'm not the one in the seat today.
So let's assume your dad had not left you and he was in the picture.
There's a caller. I'll hold you on this one. Good evening, caller. Your name, where you're calling from? Hello? Well, I think we lost this one, so we'll please keep trying. I'm sure we'll be able to speak with you when it comes through.
So let's assume your dad had not left the picture and then he was there with your mom. It would have been a different story altogether.
It probably would have been, but you and I don't know tomorrow.
That would have been good because we know ourselves.
Anyway, so no, I mean, with that said, let me again find out. It's been quite a journey. You started about 16, 17 years back, and it was one experience. Now the experience is even double. What have you learned in this time, 17, 18 good years, when you were not even prepared to be a father, but you had to step in as a father till today? The journey has been quite long, right?
Yes.
What are some of the things you have learned?
Being patient.
Being patient.
Yes. You know me. I had quite a bad temper. But being with the kids changed a lot with me.
Yeah.
So I could say that's one. And then what else can I say? I think that's the most important thing. Yes.
Trying to understand those other people apart from you.
Yes. Because we are all humans and everyone has his or her own
Let me hold you on
traits.
again. There's a caller. Good evening, caller. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Officer.
Can you come again, please?
Yes.
It's difficult to hear you. All right. Keep trying. I'm sure we'll be able to hear you when you call again. Yes, Nathan, you are speaking.
You should be able to understand the kid from the kid's perspective.
Yeah.
And then you're able to tell, okay, this is good, this is bad. When you are not patient and the kid does that, believe me, you are going to kick.
You are going to kick them like football. And there's another caller. Good evening, caller. Your name and where you're calling from? Hi, let's hear you. The name again, please.
Esther.
Hi, Esther. Let's hear you. I mean, can you please turn down the volume? So when you call, kindly turn down the volume of your TV set so that we can afford to hear you. If not, we get a lot of feedback, which isn't helpful. But keep trying. I'm sure you can get through so we can speak to you. So Nathan, let me find out this from you. So with all the experience you have gathered, of course, you are already a father. Perhaps in time to come, you will still be increasing as a father. I'm sure you understand what I mean by increasing. There will be more of the kids coming to join the family and all that. One struggle men have when raising daughters is doing their hair. I'm sure you didn't think of this, right? Have you had any problems? Do you plan to seek some help in that area? In fact, have you tried learning how to weave or do their braids?
No. But doing their hair, I have an experience, very recent.
I'm so sure you would have.
Yes.
There's a caller. Let me hold you on again. Good evening, caller. Your name and where you are calling from?
My name is Esther calling from Matufa.
Hi, Esther. Good evening.
I have one question. Good evening. I have fathers.
You have one question, please. Let's hear
Yes, especially with those with daughters.
you. Okay.
Sometimes I get worried. Living alone with daughters, there are a lot of things that the growing up girl needs to know, actually.
Yeah.
Especially when they get into the teenage ages, you know.
Yeah.
They have some needs that I don't know if the men are actually going to be able to handle it.
Why not? We are men. We will handle. But let's hear you.
I have an experience with a man, my father.
Okay.
So there are certain situations you can't just go to him and explain to him. You will need a woman on the other. So in fact, I'm confirming that you need a woman in your life, and that's not said. You need a good one.
You need a good one. What are some of those things? I mean, help some. What are some of those things?
Personal hygiene stuff.
Okay.
During the menstruation time.
Oh, that one.
Especially even washing, how to wash. I understand washing in quotes, as in bathing and all that.
Yeah.
So there are times that you need a woman to handle those things, because it's not everything that the man can actually go to the bathroom and wash this way, or maybe put on this, put on that. So, in fact, you need a woman, and the good one as well.
I see. Thank you so much, Esther. We are grateful that you called, and please call us another time again when we are having a discussion. Thank you so much. So we're talking about the issue on the hair. You're going to share an experience on the hair.
My little girl wanted to braid her hair, and she has always had this down cut. So she had wanted to do it. So I wouldn't deny her the chance to do it. So we let her hair grow to the point that she was able to braid. After the first one, and we took the braids off, she wanted to do again, and then we went on to do another braids. After the second one, and now she has a lot of hair, we took the braids off and said, "La membo," and she wants to leave her hair on just like that.
Please hold on, there's another call. I'll get back to you. Good evening, caller. Your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, Nana, this is Lawrence. Calling from East Legon.
Hi, Lawrence. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I know. You should be coming through soon, eh? It's been a while. I need to see you.
I'll be there.
Thank you. Let's hear you, Lawrence.
I think the last caller just mentioned one of my issues I was going to talk about. But the second one has to do with the spiritual aspect also. You are breaking up a child, single parent, especially with a father. And I can tell you that not that fathers are not spiritual per se, but if you have a woman in the house, Nana, believe you me, they can really support you when it comes to prayers and all those things, how to bring the child.
I totally agree with you, Lawrence. I've always said that women are closer to God than men. That's the truth. He listens to them more.
Yes. So I want to know how my brother is coping up with the spiritual aspect of the child. You understand? Because the moment you make that factor in bringing up the child, there's going to be a big issue in the child's life. So I just want to know how he manages the spiritual aspect.
I'm sure he will tell us about how he does it. Personally, I know a little, but I'll leave him to speak to it. But thank you so much, Lawrence, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you. And before you take up the question, the previous caller, Esther, I'll need you to share a moment, with your dad. Please share that moment. Let me see. I want to read it and see. Who knows? I might probably end up making sure that the HD Plus is installed. Hey, please, terms and conditions apply. I don't have any power. And Lawrence, you should also do same. Okay, I'd like to see or read some of the very memorable moments you've had with your dad. Nathan, so the question is highlighting the importance of the spiritual aspect of being a father to your child. And so how do you deal with it?
How do I deal with it? I have taught her how to pray anytime she's ready to sleep.
But of course, you also support her with that.
Yes. Before she goes to bed, I have to tell her bedtime story. No matter where I am, she'll wait for me, unless she cannot.
So you try to give some Bible stories there. After
I tell all kinds of stories, and after the bedtime story, we pray. Initially, it was a bit challenging for her because she doesn't know how to pray. So we started with our Father, and then with time, even when sometimes after the bedtime story, and I want to go to my room, I said, "Daddy, we've not prayed." Then I say, "Lisa, pray for us." Then she will start, "Daddy, God, thank you for protecting us, for taking us to school and work, and we are back home safely. Amen." Then I also pray, and then I'll leave her.
I see. Well, this is more like an experience from somebody who has been through it all, I would say, and of course he's looking up to even doing more and better and keep getting better at it. Your final words to all single fathers.
I want to answer Esther's comment. Just like I said, I grew up with my father alone. It was left with just the three of us, my lead brother, myself, and my kid sister. And there was no single day that when she had her monthly this thing, we got to know about it. Because there was no one you cannot run to me and come and tell me that. But I knew it was a bit challenging for her because she had no one to talk to.
Yeah.
That is when we need the women in the house.
Women in the house. Okay. So to all single fathers, we actually need the women in the house. Well, this is all that time will permit us to bring you. I'm sure there's a lot we could have covered, but perhaps we could not. But we'll urge you to keep sending all your messages and your questions to all our portals and our handles, and share with us that further one. Before I go, let me remind you that the Tyson's Big Ale Bakery. Those of you who love to eat those round stuff, it's not just donuts. You can see it on your screen. Okay, so it's the original New York style bagels, and there are big days. If you need to get one of these, trust me, it's very nice. So the big days are Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. You can pre-order and even pick up. Okay, and then you are even set up at Laboni Coffee Shop every Saturday. Also, you can go to Green Butterfly Market every first and third Saturday of the month. And so you can get that. Now, to be able to get that, you can contact them on 0555 820 9254. Next week, Thursday, I'll be here with some bagels. When you call me, I get to give you some to eat. Hey, what can I say? Thank you so much for allowing me into your homes. My name is Nanaya Odame, and I came your way with an episode of The Men's Lounge. Please stay with us for another week. When we are back, we'll tell you more of what we have